You hear us say often that we are one church in multiple locations. But what does that really mean? Well, it means that God has given us a clear vision and a clear mission. But we can't really do what He told us to do and go and make disciples of all nations if we don't actually go, right? And so that's why in 2014, we began the process of expanding from one location to 5 locations throughout South Mississippi. Each of our campuses is an extension of who we are as Venture Church, right? It's really just an outpost for the teaching and dissemination of the gospel. And so whichever campus you're a part of, just know that you have such an important role to play in the calling that God has given our church. So today, we're going to take a special look at our Jones County campus, and I want to give you really just an inside look at all that God is doing here and what makes this campus unique. So before we go any further, I've got to show you this view. This is incredible. Come on. Check out this pond, right? It is gorgeous out here, man. When this used to be a wedding venue, this was just such a scenic part of it, and we got to keep that as the Jones County campus. And so we see wildlife out here all the time, and it's such a beautiful view when you're driving up. But first, let's talk about this area, right? There are about 66,000 people in Jones County. And this area is really just such a great blend of small town culture, rural areas, but you also kind of have some city life in the Laurel and Ellisville areas. Jones College is located in Ellisville, and it brings a lot of college-age adults to the area. There's about 5,000 enrolled there right now, and we see many of those that come to our church. The people here, they have just such strong values of community and faith and local traditions, and they're just really proud of their Southern culture. But the Jones County area is more than 60% unchurched, and so we have some work to do. Let's come on in and go to worship. So why Laurel? Why Jones County? Why this area? Well, there were a group of people here who were interested in Venture and wanted to make it their church home. And so they were driving for about 30 to 45 minutes to our Hunt Club campus or our Lincoln Road campus. And that was kind of difficult. We began with some small groups in 2015, and then that eventually expanded into watch parties in 2017, where people would come together, watch back the message from Sunday, and talk about it, and just kind of have an element of community here. In 2020, we held a vision night at the Gables in Laurel, which was a wedding venue, and we came together just to worship and pray and dream about what God might have for the Jones County area through Venture Church. In 2021, we began a season of Portable Church, and Kyle Warren was the campus pastor here. And if you're part of the Stone County campus or the Gulf Coast campus, you know Portable Church. You remember that season, man, of setting up and tearing down. And it was hard, it was strenuous, but the people here were so on fire. They were excited, and they would do anything and everything to see one more person come to know, love, and follow Jesus. In 2022, we were presented with the opportunity to purchase the Gables. And so 1915 Bush Dairy Road became the home of Venture Church, Jones County. In 2023, God sent us Andy Pittman. And if you know Andy, you can hear Andy coming from a mile away. He is such a phenomenal pastor, and he's my campus pastor, and he has just invested so much in my life. He cares so well for the people that God has placed in his care, and I just love him and his family. So he took over in 2023, and man, things were growing at such a rate that in 2024, we had to expand and grow our kids area. And so we converted what used to be a commercial kitchen at the wedding venue, and we converted it into all new classrooms, bottom floor and top floor, for our kids. And we've just seen such phenomenal growth in our kids area and in our students since then. At the end of the day, we celebrate life change. Since the launch of this campus, we've seen 73 people go public with their faith through baptism. In 2026, we've seen 9 next-gen baptisms, 5 of those being from our kids' ministry. We have 6 house churches in the Jones County area. We saw nearly 400 people join us for our Easter worship experiences, and we see about 160 here from week to week. So all that God is doing at Jones County is just phenomenal to see and be a part of, and we're excited and expectant for what he's going to do in the future. Thanks so much for joining us today at the Jones County campus. We'll see you next time.